guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lucy and I am a parenting and lifestyle blogger and YouTuber, and I'm married to Scott and we have one son called Harry, and I'm currently pregnant with our second baby. I am, what am I today? 15 weeks and 3 days pregnant today. We don't know what we're having yet, obviously, and I won't find out now till my 20-week scan. Firstly, I just want to say I hope that you're all keeping well given the current situation in the world at the moment. I don't think I need to go into much detail about what's going on because I think everybody knows and has heard enough about it. But I asked over on my Instagram for any pregnancy or baby related questions that you guys had, and I was just going to answer them over there, but you had so many that I thought actually I'll just make a video out of it and I'll post it over on YouTube, and then you can all go over and watch it as and when you want the answers to your questions. So the first question, I'm just literally picking these in the most random order that they come up on my phone, but the first question is, what date are you due? I am 15 weeks as well, so congratulations to you who asked me that. Very exciting. It's quite nice to have so many people message me that are all at the same stage as well. So my due date is the 17th of September. I'm really dubious with due dates these days though. I think it's such a guesstimate really. I think it's because obviously I've already had a son and I know that the majority of the time they don't come when they're meant to on their due date. I was 2 weeks exactly overdue with Harry, so yeah, I kind of wish that you weren't really told a due date and you were just given like a rough, I don't know, it will be between this date and this date. I feel like it would make it a little bit easier for us all. But yeah, I am due on the 17th of September. So the next question is kind of related to what's going on at the moment, and it's, how have your midwife appointments been, and are your appointments and scans still going to be the same? So at the moment I haven't had an appointment since this all really kicked off. So like the first cases of corona were like right at the beginning of my pregnancy, and it wasn't really like a big thing here in the UK. So I went to my normal midwife appointment at 10 weeks and that was fine, and I went to my 12-week scan and Scott came and that was all fine as well. I have a midwife appointment next week. I haven't had any contact from them yet to say that it's cancelled or that it will be over the phone. I'm assuming it's going to be over the phone because I don't think, I can't really remember what happens at 16 weeks, but I don't think they need to physically see you unless they want to measure the bump or listen to the heartbeat or whatever. But yeah, I'm not really sure, so I'm going to ring on Monday. I don't even know which day my appointment is. I've like completely lost track of days. I'm going to ring on Monday and see if my appointment will still be going ahead. I'm assuming that all appointments will still go ahead. Perhaps might not be on the date that you actually planned it to go ahead, but I'm assuming most appointments will go ahead because obviously midwife and antenatal appointments are really important. I'm also meant to have a consultant appointment at around 20 weeks, and I haven't had anything through yet about that. So that's probably more concerning for me because I'm a bit like, well, will I still get to see the consultant? So yeah, I'm kind of waiting for that, and I don't know what will happen because obviously seeing a consultant would mean going to the hospital. With scans, so I have a scan booked for the 5th of May. What I've been reading at the moment is that you can't take anybody with you. So I think a week ago you could take your partner or a partner with you to go to your scan. As far as I know now, you're not allowed to take anybody with you, which to me is really daunting. I think it's daunting because obviously if there's something wrong, or I don't know, I have to be there for, you know, if there's something wrong, basically it won't be very nice to be by myself. And then the other reason is that obviously it's really sad because you only really get 2 scans unless you have private ones. Yeah, so it will be quite sad if Scott gets to miss out on the 20-week scan, but we shall see. Obviously the 5th of May is still a little while away. We don't know what's going to happen by then, but hopefully all my appointments go ahead as they should do. So the most asked question by literally so many people was, are you going to find out the gender of the baby? So we are going to find out. I think if this whole thing hadn't kicked off and we had to be isolated, then I probably would have booked a private 16-week scan to find out, and also just to get another glimpse of the baby, just because we did that with Harry the first time and it was really lovely, and we're just really keen to find out. I think it's a very personal preference, and I really love it when people keep it as a surprise, but it's just not our thing. Like, me and Scott both straight away want to find out. I think it makes it easier for us to plan, especially when it's a second baby, because we have so much stuff from Harry, like clothes and things, and I kind of want to know whether I could get rid of them for someone else or if I could keep them, and it kind of helps you with what you need to prepare for and buy. And for me, I feel like I bond better when I know the sex of the baby, and then we can like think of a name and kind of maybe get settled on one. Yeah, it's just what we like to do. Next question is, have you had any strange cravings? I haven't yet, actually. With Harry, I didn't have anything strange either. I just had really strong like needs for things. Like, I really craved Wagamama's with Harry, but then I just love Wagamama's anyway. And I really liked oranges, orange juice, and Terry's chocolate orange, and burgers and chips. I was obsessed with burgers and chips, and if I wanted something, I wanted it like immediately. And I feel like it's a little bit similar this time around. I haven't really had any strong cravings yet. I'm quite enjoying bacon, maybe because it's really salty. Try not to eat too much of it though. So yeah, like this morning I had a bacon and mushroom sandwich because it's the weekend and I thought I would treat myself. But yeah, no strange cravings yet. So the next question, did you tell anyone that you were trying to conceive? I'm finding it a lonely time, apart from telling my husband, obviously. So our close friends and family knew that we were trying to conceive. We've had quite a journey of it. If you're new here, I'll pop some videos below explaining about miscarriage and ectopic and things like that. My husband had cancer. I went on some treks. So there's been all these different kind of like bumps in the road and breaks, but we have kind of on and off been trying to conceive for a few years now. So I think most people knew, but yeah, we didn't really talk about it with people that much. I can understand why you'd feel lonely. I would say if you have a best friend or a sister or brother or mum or somebody that's just like kind of special to you, or a certain little circle of your tight-knit friends that you could talk to about it, I would say then do. I was kind of the opposite, and I didn't really want to talk about it because I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like with everything we've been through, I didn't want people to keep asking me if I'd done a test yet or how we were getting on, because it just, I don't know, it just made me feel upset, or I didn't want to disappoint people or make them feel awkward when they asked me if I was pregnant yet, and obviously I wasn't. I think most people wouldn't ask you if you're pregnant yet because they understand. But yeah, I would say if there's somebody that you trust and you are feeling lonely, then definitely talk about it. There's no shame in talking about trying to conceive and problems, and everybody has like really good tips as well. So loads of my friends recommended ovulation sticks, and so I used those, and other friends recommended supplements which I use. So I think it's good to talk about it because then you might get a few tips and tricks for helping you. But good luck. I hope that you get your little bundle of joy. Another really popular question was, do you have any names that you like yet? So we haven't really discussed names that much. A couple of names came up the other day. One was a boy's name and one was a girl's name. Randomly, when me and Harry were talking, me and Scott both actually yeah, we quite like both of those. So obviously I'm not going to tell you what they are. I don't know like if they will be the names. I feel like we need to wait until we find out the gender for one, so then we can rule out like a whole category of names, and then we will probably go from there. I feel like it can't be too like out there because Lucy, Scott and Harry are quite traditional names. I don't know if I'll go traditional as such, but just something quite simple. But yeah, I will be quite surprised if me and Scott agree on a name straight away though. Yeah, we don't really agree on that much. Okay, so the next person has asked, what do you think you're having, a boy or a girl? So I am 99% sure that I'm having a boy. I felt like this with Harry as well. I had this really strong sense that I was having a boy, and I just feel the same way this time. I don't know if it's because I see myself with two boys, and I have done for like years. Ever since I had Harry, I've just seen myself with Harry and a little brother. I don't know. we shall see. So the next question, when did nausea start getting better for you? So really weirdly, the day I hit 12 weeks was when I stopped the constant nausea. I still had a few days, maybe like 5 days, like 12 weeks plus 5 days, I still felt a little bit queasy at certain times of the day. So like the mornings, or if I was preparing like peppers or chicken or like, I don't know, certain foods, I felt a little bit queasy. But the main time I stopped feeling constant nausea and constant sickness was bang on 12 weeks, which is really odd because yeah, like literally 12 weeks to the day. But yeah, it's awful. I do feel for you because it's just awful. I felt nauseous from like the minute I woke up to the minute I went to bed at night, and during the night if I woke up I felt nauseous. So yeah, I'm glad that bit's over with. So the next person has asked, are you secretly hoping for a girl? No. It's really funny. I probably answered it in the previous question about what do I think I'm having. Obviously I'd be so over the moon either way. I would be so shocked if it's a girl though. I think just because I can see myself with 2 boys, and it's kind of just not what I've wanted or hoped for, but I just see 2 boys in our future. I feel like Harry would love to have a little brother. But yeah, obviously if I have a girl it would be amazing as well. It would just be so different. This is a good one. So have you got any names that you love but you definitely won't be using? So I'll tell you a couple of them, and the reason I won't use them is because I've got friends with those names, like their kids have those names, and I just feel like I can't really use that name. I think like you could, I'm sure my friends wouldn't mind, but I just think it would be a little bit weird. So the first one is Freddie, and one of my best friends has a little boy called Freddie, and when we had Harry I always thought in my head, if we have another boy one day I will call him Freddie. So Harry and Freddie, because I just think those names go really well, and I'm sure she wouldn't mind if I still used the name, but yeah, I've had to let that one go. But it suits her little boy very much. And then the next one is Teddy, so very similar to Freddie. I think it goes really well with Harry. And again, one of my best friends' little boy is called Teddy. She's actually also got an older son called Harry as well. So I definitely can't use Teddy, but we weren't friends, like we didn't know each other when we both had our Harrys. And then the other one is Jasper. I absolutely love the name Jasper, but obviously my lovely friend Jess, AV, who's also a YouTuber, her little boy is called Jasper. So the next question is from a lady who said, I'm 14 weeks and opting for a home birth. How do you feel about the birth amongst all of this? So I'm really glad somebody asked this. I am hoping that by September we will be back to some sort of normality, and I can at least have a birth partner there, i.e. my husband. I've seen that a lot of women that are going to be giving birth sometime soon or in the next couple of months potentially might have to go there either with just one birth partner or with none at all, because obviously if you are like me and Scott, for example, if we were going to go into labour next week, we wouldn't be able to leave Harry with anybody because we are all obviously isolating and social distancing, which would mean that Harry would have to stay at home with Scott and I would have to go and give birth by myself. So that really freaks me out, and I'm really feeling for anybody that's in that situation or worrying about that situation. Myself, I'm trying not to worry because obviously it's still quite far away for me, but I feel like I'm taking on the weight of the world a little bit and worrying about other people. So yeah, I'm very sorry if that's you at the moment. I think what you've got to focus on is that at the end of the day you just need to get your baby here safely, and you need to be safe as well. I know a lot of people will probably be now opting for home births to try and obviously have a better experience and keep it more safe, and if that's your option, like that's the right choice for you, then amazing. But obviously if home birth isn't for you and you do need to go into hospital, then I think you just need to concentrate on the fact that you just want you both to be safe, and that's what the hospital want at the end of the day as well. Next question, what did you find was the best method of tracking your ovulation with irregular cycles? So actually, so the first thing I started off was the app. So I did Ovia, I think it's called. I think there was another one called Flow. Was it Flow? I can't remember now, I don't have it anymore. So I was using those apps to track my periods, and then that was giving me like a projected ovulation time. And I was going with that for a while and assuming that that was when I was ovulating. Turns out that was not when I was ovulating at all, and the only way I found, the only like effective method I found was using ovulation sticks. So I used the Clear Blue ovulation sticks. It's like a digital one, and then you get the little plastic bits that go in it, and you can buy the refills to go in the digital pack. And yeah, that was the only way I could properly track it, because with irregular cycles, and even with regular cycles, you don't always ovulate when they say that you should be ovulating. Everybody's different. Some people are like clockwork and will be ovulating exactly when the apps tell them they are, but quite a lot of us aren't. So I would definitely recommend using ovulation sticks. What pram do you have in mind? I actually have no idea. So I got rid of my prams that I had with Harry. I had 2 and a stroller. I think we've got the stroller still, but it's bright blue. Yeah, I don't have the prams anymore. I just sold them because we'd had them for so long, and I thought by the time I have another one, there'll probably be like a newer version out, and I just sold them to a couple of mums that I knew were in need. So yeah, I have no idea. Let me know what the popular pram is at the moment. I don't really know. When I had Harry, the Bugaboo, I don't even know which design it was, Bugaboo something or other was like the most popular. I know that Stocker was really popular then as well. So yeah, I have no idea. I think I'm going to look at eye candy this time, because I didn't look at them the first time. And I'll probably look at Bugaboo as well, Silver Cross. But yeah, let me know if you have any recommendations. I would love to hear. How are you coping with being pregnant at such a chaotic and anxious time? So I would say at first, when it all got really serious, like when shit hit the fan, I went into panic mode. I got really upset, I got really angry, and I just felt horrendous. And I think a lot of it was hormones, and a lot of it was I just couldn't bear the thought of not seeing people during the pregnancy, and my family and friends not seeing my bump grow and like enjoying the experience with me. And then secondly, obviously I was really worried about getting it and what would it do to the baby. That was only like quite short-lived. I then just started to feel quite positive. I'm quite a positive person anyway, and I stopped reading the news, so I don't read any news articles. I don't even listen to the Boris updates, because the thing is, I'm in so many WhatsApp groups that anything I need to know, they're going to tell me in the groups anyway, or my husband will tell me. But yeah, we don't really watch the news anymore, because I feel like it was just getting a bit too much, a bit of an overload. And yeah, we're just trying to do what we can to keep ourselves safe. We are abiding by the self-isolation rules, so we've been staying in. The only time we've been going out is for essentials at the shop, which we haven't even done yet, because we've did such like big shops before this happened, and we do get gusto for our dinners that we haven't needed to yet, but that's going to happen in a few days. And yeah, we've just been going out for walks, and that's it. So yeah, I think I'm coping quite well, but then again, I'm still quite early days into my pregnancy still. I think that if I was further along, and I know a lot of my Instagram followers who are further along are feeling more anxious and more worried than I am. I think as well, just speak to your midwife if you can, or speak to a midwife who can give you some reassurance about not getting it, and the fact that they are trying to keep us safer, because they don't 100% know what it does to pregnant women and babies, but they're pretty sure that there's no evidence so far that it does anything different to a pregnant person and their baby than it does to, you know, the next fit and healthy 30-odd-year-old, if that makes sense. But obviously it's very unknown, which is why everybody needs to be sensible and keep safe. How do you feel about home births? Personally, it's not for me. I'm going to give hypnobirthing a go for pain management more than anything, because I didn't deal well with pain during birth with Harry. I had a back labour, and it was a lot. And I just didn't enjoy it, and I kind of want to go through a labour that I potentially might enjoy a bit more this time. So I'm going to try hypnobirthing. I've already downloaded the Positive Birth Company's pack, so I've already bought that. I haven't started it yet, so I think I better start giving it a go whilst I've got some more time on my hands. But yeah, home birth, I think for me, I need to be a bit more reassured. I absolutely hate hospitals, but it's the one time I would choose to be in a hospital, just because for me, I just feel more reassured that there's all the stuff around me that will like save my life or my baby's life immediately. And I know that home births can be really safe, and you know, you've got everything there as well, but yeah, for me, I just think it's a hospital birth for me. So I'm going to stop there because I think those were the main bulk of the questions, and hopefully I've answered them as best I can. I'll probably do another one of these further down the line because maybe my answers will be different. Obviously we don't know what's going to happen in the next few months, and you might have other questions come up as I get further along. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and do let me know if you're pregnant below. I've loved reading all your comments from all you other mummies that are pregnant, or if you're trying to conceive. But yeah, I would love to hear from you, and you can follow me over my Instagram. It's Lucie and the Bump, Lucie with an IE. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.